Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Hobby or Foreart. So it's a 1/72 scale light tank model. M24 Chaffee does not need an extra introduction, but here we get a chance to assemble it in really tiny size, so it might be an interesting choice for modelers who don't want to work with a big scale, prefer a smaller sized models like me, for example. So that's why I decided to take a closer look, and as you can see here we have the, let's say, final shape of this kit. Nothing will change and you'll get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review. And the first interesting thing here is that the box size is not that huge. Here you can see comparison with my hand. We have quite nice box art, and here on the side you can see also the 3D images of the assembled model. Also here we have the information that the assembled model will be 75 millimeters long, and here we have the color printed profile, let's say, for one of the marking options, but I hope there will be more. So this is a top opening box, and here is what we have inside. There is plenty of space, so as you can see everything should arrive intact, and we have each of the sprue packed. Well, actually they're just packed in one plastic bag, so I just need scissors in order to open it. In the meantime, I can also remind you that you can support us with a small donation. It's quite easy thing to do, and you can do it either with YouTube button, which is right below the video, or you can do it with a donate button on our website. It's done via PayPal, so it's safe, quick, and of course you will be the one deciding how much I will get for the channel. So here we start with the first plastic sprue. I will just open the lenses a bit more, zoom in, and now you can see what we will be talking about here. So first of all, the lower hull section is molded as a single piece part. We have here also the top hull panel, which is also featuring a lot of things pre-molded, so be careful with this. And just to give you a better idea, let's zoom in, and here you can see what I'm talking about. Still we have some hatches molded separately, but again, some of these details will need careful picking up with some weathering, probably washings. Here we also have some parts for the turret, some hatches, and let's flip it over. Of course we don't have any interior features, but as you can see we have some guiding elements, so the overall design is quite smart. And as far as I remember from my experience with 4Hobby kits, they were quite fun to assemble thanks to such clever design. And on the next sprue we have actually a good example of this. So even though we have the plastic tracks here, we still get the portions of those track links molded as a single piece part. So where it is possible, you get them molded in this way, and this is really cool thing which might come handy during the assembly. Drive sprockets, they are molded. Actually this is just one drive sprocket, and I also can see the road wheel, so I wonder why they are molded like this. But as you can see, it is molded as a single piece part, which is also quite impressive because such thing can be molded as a single piece part, and in 1/72 scale it's even more amazing. And what else is interesting here? Maybe that the road wheels are molded as a single piece part. As you remember, they have the rubber sections, so you will have to paint them somehow with a sharp brush because there are no masks applied in this kit, so be ready for this. And on the next sprue we have the main gun, and main gun is supplied as a single piece part. So if I zoom in, you can see what I'm talking about here. We also have some separate hatches, and note that hatches are nicely detailed well from outside, because inside I can see that it's just a plain part, which is quite surprising for this brand because usually they are supplying a lot of things from both sides, interior and exterior. But who knows, maybe it's just like this on the real tank. So feel free to write in the comment section, I would be happy to learn. And as you remember, we had this sprue with the tracks. So there are two of them in the kit and one in the separate plastic bag. I don't know why it was done like this, but just to prove this, here you can see the second one. And there in the same bag we had the small plastic sprue with some of the external things which will be installed on the main hull. As you can see, they are also quite tiny, so be careful while working with such stuff. Next we also have some clear parts, so just give me a second. They are packed into a separate plastic bag in order to avoid any accidental damage. So here you can see them, really nice molding quality. There is nothing to complain about, so it's just a matter of masking them somehow. And as usual, I recommend to use probably the liquid masks, just not to waste your time with the separate stickers. Next, we also have this, I guess that's errata for the assembly manual. As you can see, there are some additional things to be installed on the front plate of the main hull. But that's not all. We also get several bonuses here. So give me some time. I will try to take them out, but probably you could have heard the sound. Okay, so first of all, just give me a moment to pick it up. Now we have the main gun barrel, and it is metal, obviously, because it has this shiny golden color. As you can see, it's hollowed out, so you don't have to drill anything. And in my opinion, this is definitely a useful bonus for a 1/72 scale kit, because usually in 1/72 scale tanks I have to drill out the main barrel. Here you just get it in a proper shape, so it's just a matter of masking it, painting it, and maybe also priming it, because it's a metal part. Next, we also have this textile thread. As you can see, it will be used for the towing cable, which is also a useful thing, especially in this scale. Next, we also get a small P thread. Well, without this bonus, it won't be a 4 hobby kit, so that's why I would say it's an expected thing, but it might be handy for some fine features on the vehicle, so definitely a welcome addition. And also we have a tiny decal sheet here, which is occupied with various stars, and some modders might try to replicate it with the masks, but it's already your decision whether you would like to go this way. Next, we have the assembly manual. So here I will close the lenses and zoom out a bit. So it's a color printed brochure. We have parts map on the first page, no history note, and in case you would like to learn more about this tank, find your own reference sources. Next, we continue with assembly process. So everything starts with the suspension arms on the lower hull section. As far as you can see, there are some guiding elements, so they will help you with the proper alignment of these parts. And it is important because, as you remember, we have the separate track links, so that's why you have to pay attention to the overall alignment. But as you can see, the whole assembly goes quite fast, because here we already continue with more features made out of P parts on the top of the hull section, and then we continue with some elements in the rear section, and here we start working on the turret. And 11 steps in total. Yes, there are a lot of parts applied in one step, for example here, and well, that was the machine gun, by the way, but still I think it is quite a quick assembly process. Here we can see the first 2 marking options, and then we continue with what? That's all. Only 2 marking options and paint chart, surprisingly. But obviously you can find more if you check some reference photos, maybe even copy some famous tanks, if you know what I hinted. But the kit itself is really cool, so if you would like to have M24 in a 1/72 scale, definitely check this one out. In my opinion, this is one of the best. And of course I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.